It was a chilly autumn evening when I decided to take a stroll in the park near my house. The moon was hidden behind a thick layer of clouds, casting an eerie glow over the deserted playground. As I stepped onto the gravel path, I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't quite right. The park was usually bustling with children's laughter and the sound of swings creaking in the wind. But tonight it felt strangely empty. The swing set swayed back and forth as if moved by an invisible hand, and the slide seemed to beckon me forward with an otherworldly allure. Against my better judgment, I continued deeper into the park, my heart pounding in my chest. The path twisted and turned, leading me to a small grove of trees at the heart of the park. The shadows danced beneath the flickering streetlights, playing tricks on my mind. I could almost hear whispers carried by the wind, their words indiscernible, but filled with a sense of foreboding. Unease settled in as I noticed a figure standing amidst the trees. Its silhouette was elongated and distorted, as though it were a creature from a nightmare. My body froze, paralyzed with fear, as I tried to make sense of what I was seeing. Suddenly, the figure turned towards me, its eyes glowing a malevolent red. I could feel its gaze piercing into my soul, sending a shiver down my spine. The wind picked up, rustling the leaves overhead as if echoing the figure's menacing presence. With every ounce of courage I could muster, I took a step back, my legs feeling like lead. But the figure seemed to glide effortlessly towards me, closing the distance between us in an instant. Panic consumed me, and I turned to run, desperate to escape the clutches of whatever haunted this forsaken place. Yet as I sprinted through the park, the path seemed to stretch before me, elongating with each step. No matter how fast I ran, the figure was always just a hair's breadth away, its presence growing stronger with every passing second. In my desperation, I stumbled upon a dilapidated gazebo. Its wooden structure groaned under my weight as I collapsed onto the cold, damp floor. I huddled in the corner, my breath ragged and my heart pounding like a drum. The figure loomed over me, its eyes burning with a malevolent hunger. As I closed my eyes, preparing for the worst, a voice pierced through the darkness. It was soft and soothing, like a gentle breeze whispering in my ear. The voice seemed to emanate from the figure itself, and yet carried a sense of compassion. "Do not fear, for I am not your enemy," the voice whispered. "I am merely a reflection of the darkness that resides within you." Confused and intrigued, I dared to open my eyes. The figure had transformed, its distorted shape now mirroring my own. It reached out a hand, and I hesitantly took it. Instantly, the world around me changed. I found myself standing in the middle of a vibrant, bustling park. The swings swayed gently in the breeze, laughter filled the air, and children played without a care in the world. The figure stood beside me, now a mere shadow of its former self. "You see," the figure whispered, "we are all haunted by our own fears, but only when we confront them can we find true peace." With those words, the figure dissipated into the wind, leaving me alone in the park. The shadows retreated, replaced by the warm glow of the moonlight. I took a deep breath, feeling a weight lifted from my shoulders. As I walked back home, I couldn't help but reflect on the experience. The park, once a place of terror, had become a symbol of self-discovery and acceptance. And though the night had been filled with fear, it had also taught me a valuable lesson, that sometimes the scariest things are the ones we carry within ourselves.